From the studios of WFAN, this is Mike's on Francesa on the Fan on this Tuesday, already the 24th day of October, on a windy, rainy type Tuesday. It's been a warm fall, it is, as we head into the transition away from what has been a very good baseball season locally. World Series starts tonight. Obviously, a week off for the Giants on a bye week. Their general manager is going to meet the media in a little while. We'll spin that around for you. We'll preview the World Series. You'll hear from both managers today as we get ready for the Dodgers and the Astros tonight. If you have anything left to watch that, sometimes after your team has a tough finish in the series like the Yankees did, it's tough to get yourself into the World Series right away. But if you like baseball, you got Keuchel and Kershaw tonight. Doesn't get any better than that. As the Dodgers, who have had both these teams had wonderful seasons. The Astros started hot. The Dodgers had that incredible middle, and then a wild, really a bumpy finish. They both won a lot of games. They both are over 100 wins. They both have had very, very special seasons. The Dodgers have done it easy in the postseason. The Astros had to do it the hard way against the Yankees. The Dodgers have lost just one postseason game this year, so they have been dominant in that regard, and they'll try to remain dominant here. And they are clearly the team that is the more complete, because the Astros, to me, have an extremely vulnerable bullpen, and that's where they stand right now. We move on as the Mets now begin to put a staff around their new manager, and the ramifications of that as Mickey Callaway takes over now and tries to rebuild and refine the Mets going forward. And even the Knicks, as it would make a lot of sense. I mean, if you've paid attention, the Phoenix Suns opened their season by losing their opening game at home by 50 points. They lost a 2-point game to the Lakers and then lost their third game by 40 points. That was enough for two people, for the owner to get rid of the head coach and for Bledsoe to say he doesn't want to play there anymore. So he's on the block. He doesn't want to play for the Suns anymore, and it is a perfect opportunity for the Knicks, and he would help the Knicks a lot. So if they can do that and keep Porzingis, I'm all for getting Bledsoe here. I think he would. Then you'd have two pieces to the puzzle. I think it would be an excellent fit. I like Bledsoe. I think that would work fine. I think you could actually build around those two, and within a year or two, you could actually, if you're smart, have a team. So you'd be 2/5 of the way there, and you have your big man, a versatile big man who can shoot and score. And I think Porzingis is going to put up a lot of points this year. I mean, it's not crazy that Porzingis could lead the league in scoring. I've always told you I thought he would come close to leading the league in scoring. He could lead the league in scoring this year if he stays healthy. He actually could do that. We'll come very, very close to that. I mean, 30 and 15 is going to be a normal night for this guy. But so are the losses, and that has to change. So we'll see if the Knicks can get that done. We'll watch on that. Last night, if you saw the football game and saw Philadelphia take a lead now in the NFC, considering Atlanta's problems and the fact that Aaron Rodgers isn't in Green Bay, and now they have taken a solid lead in the division, and you see what happens when you get superior quarterback play. And right now, Wentz is playing better than anybody not named Rodgers, and Rodgers isn't here, at quarterback. And that includes Tom Brady. Right now, he'd be my vote to get the MVP award. And you saw another virtuoso performance last night. Running the ball well, one crazy run that was almost reminiscent of Eli's playing the Super Bowl a little bit in how he got away. And he took it for yardage for he turned a 10-yard loss into a 17-yard gain in what was the biggest play of the game. 4 touchdown passes last night after a really slow start for the Eagles. And he right now is not only playing like an all-pro, he's playing like an MVP, and very much playing the position as well as you can play it right now. And I don't know if you had a chance to see it. I just happened into it. I got home in time last night, and I came in, and I was having dinner, and I was watching the beginning of the pregame. And I don't usually see the pregame. And I actually thought the ESPN pregame was good last night. They actually did football on the field. They actually did, instead of nonsense, they actually did some football, which I liked seeing, which you don't ever see anymore. But they did a feature last night on Wentz's relationship with a family from northern Delaware and a little kid who lost his battle to stomach cancer at the age of 10, who was a football player, and was a dominant football player in that he was a big kid, and he had a lot of success on the football field at a young age, and his family had gotten wrapped up in his football, and then it turned out that he had an advanced illness, a rare form of cancer that wound up taking his life. But he had met up with Wentz beforehand. He had a communication with him, and then he went and met with him, and they kind of became friends, and they visited, and he was buried in Wentz's jersey, and Wentz still wears the band that he was given by the youngster that's called the Dutch Destroyer was his nickname. He still wears it and wore it in the game last night and has worn it all year. And it's a green band. If you watch, he actually has it on, and he wears it every game. And it was it was a great feature. It really was. It was a feature that, you had trouble watching. It was that good. But it was a wonderful story, and it showed you a sign of Wentz and where he is right now, and just the fact that he still had it on and what it meant to the family. It was just a nice, touching piece for a very sad story. If you watch nothing worse than seeing a sick kid. So, when you see something like that, it's just heartbreaking. And it just was a very touching feature, the kind they show you at Thanksgiving, but the kind that gets you every time, and it was very well done by them last night and kind of played into his, primetime appearance and then his performance again last night as the Eagles moved to 6-1 on the season with their win last night, 34-24 over the Redskins, and have opened themselves up a solid lead in the division as we get ready to hit the midway point. As the Eagles are 6-1, the Giants are 1-6. Reese is meeting the media, as we said. The Giants grasping for answers. The one thing that they've stated, you heard me ask Eli about it yesterday. You heard the head coach asked about it, about whether there would be any substitution at quarterback, and the answer was a definitive no, that would not be. That was not what they were looking to do, and so that will not be the case for a quarterback who is number 7 on the all-time career passing statistics, and actively, has Marino and Elway in his sights. There's a couple of active guys ahead of him that are 3rd and 4th, and that would be Breeze and Brady, as they zero in on Eli's brother and Brett Favre. But that's one of the reasons, as he moves up these career marks, and also that consecutive game starting streak that he has, that clearly means something to him, as the Giants try to see if they can at least salvage something out of what has been a disastrous, nothing short of disastrous season to this point. So that's where we are as we make the transition here as we get to late October and make the transition away from local baseball, but still a World Series still to be played. We'll deal with that today and everything else, and we'll get it all rolling right after this.